So, welcome to Women Voices on Time, a powerful talk series within our transformative show, Brilliance Unleashed, empowering business and ambitious women. I'm your host, Anne Bost, and today I'm very thrilled to have with me a remarkable guest, Dr. Racha Abdrabbo Haffar, passionate about positive social change in communities. She's dedicated to women empowerment and youth leadership through knowledge building. Digital inclusion, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship are the main topics of the training program DeXB offers. Dr. Racha is an advocate for revolutioning the education field in implementing ethical use of technology and innovation to support sustainable development goals. So welcome, Dr. Racha. We are honored to have you here.
Thank you so much, Anne, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Okay, so let's jump for the one question today. It's all about time, and Women Voices on Time is very, very important for us and to empower all women here. So, first question for you, see what inspired you to contribute your thoughts and experiences on the topic of time in our book, Women's Voices on Time. We would love to hear what motivated you to be part of this anthology.
To be honest with you, I believe in sharing knowledge and sharing experience. As I listened to others' experience, I always felt that this is greatly added to my experience. And when I joined G100, I got a chance to meet an amazing group of women, such as yourself. And basically, the stories inspired me so much and gave me motivation to reflect on myself, my experiences, and I don't honestly, I want to share this with you. I was a little bit intimidated in the beginning to share my experience, but this proved to be so liberating and so enriching for my experience and for others. So basically, it was challenging the first few times as I realized the impact of words when you talk and when you speak and when you express. And then I start to feel that this is really a rewarding progress. So through the conversation with you, Anne, and with others, we tapped on many different topics that we found common grounds and we exchanged ideas and thoughts. And the more I do that, the more knowledgeable I felt and the more aware I felt, even of topics that I was not involved in. It added perspective. It's like having a 360 view when you share those experiences, because I might live some, but others lived other experiences. And having those both in accumulation gave me more and greater understanding of life, of time, and so many other issues.
Yeah, that's very inspiring what you say, because I think that when we decide to write in a book and talk about ourselves, it's not easy. And on this topic, time, it's so challenges for all of us. And as we all know, time plays a crucial role in our personal and professional lives. So, how would you define the importance of time in shaping who you are and your journey as an author, as a professional, as a businesswoman, as you?
Okay. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm gonna share like stories from since I was a little girl. So I realized the importance of time since I was like, I don't know, 6, 7. I can't remember exactly. But my parents, in specific, they valued time so much, and they constantly advised me wisely on how to use it at a young age. And of course, and this also my sister, they had the same thing. So my parents did not appreciate procrastination at all. And I see them like rushing to finish their things, and they're prioritizing and do things, and they have schedule. So that guided me at a young age just to see, even though I was not having that much of a responsibility, but I saw how things are done. I remember my late father in French saying time after time, ce n'est pas le temps qui passe, mais c'est nous qui passons. meaning that the time does not pass, but we pass by. And and he always told me that. So that kind of stuck in my head and taught me that I need to plan to get better. And I need to have like some sort of schedule. Uh, so later on, I appreciated that structure actually was not limiting. Structure was a blessing. And time management proved to be so rewarding because I learned to strategize and I learned to plan. You know, the younger you are, the easier task you have, but being able to finish the homework on time and then go to watch some TV or to play, as simple as these tasks were, but the process was the real gain. And I managed to do that and train myself at a younger age. And this is what I advise everybody to do.
Great, very helpful, because I think that makes some priorities and schedule tasks are very, very helpful every day. And it's not one day that we take the habits to change all, but step by step, we change and we improve the time in the present moment. I think that present moment is very important for all of us, and you can live in the moment, but you don't know what happened in the future. You will do for the future, but right now the time is here and is here with our conversation. So thank you for sharing that. And your story is very, very, very inspiring, because when we talk about our story, we inspire the other woman to tell us our story also. So we all have moments in our life and that leave a profound impact on us and shape our perspective. And can you share another particular moment or an experience that has had a significant influence on your understanding of time and how you navigate in it?
Again, I'll take you back in time, and this is a very personal story. I remember maybe elementary, probably like seventh grade, not older than that. I had an exam that I scheduled, and the exam had a time. Somehow I miscalculated the car ride and the other time that I need to get ready and leave and be there on time. So I remember that exam very well because I almost missed it. And that was such a good wake up call, because when it happened and I was rushing and I was trying to find what do I do if I missed it. So I still remember that feeling. And since then, I started to plan properly in a way that I plan backwards. I mean, I need to be there at 8. So I need like time to leave the house and time probably to have breakfast before and time to get my things done and time. And this process built it up gradually. So I start to prepare everything I need like a day before. I need the papers, whatever I need to prepare, I need to study. So planning backwards actually was the direct result of this incident, because I almost missed it. And throughout the whole trip, I was thinking, it was a car trip. And I was thinking, would I make it? Would I not? And I promised myself, if I made it, I'll never, ever put myself in such a situation. So uh, I made it there. I barely managed, even though I was an A student, I barely managed to do well because I was so shaken of the fact that I'm going. And then I realized that being on time and sometimes being early on time is a luxury, is an advantage. Because even though you go there, even for a job interview, you go there and you be calm and you collect your ideas. So I start to realize that time is not only just to be there, is to be completely there. You embrace yourself and you get your ideas and you manage the time and you manage anything that you need to prepare. So it's a whole complete process. And things went from there. I enjoyed the calculation of times that I need, okay, 25 minutes for the trip and probably 25 minutes to get ready and probably grab a bite before or pick up a friend on my way. Or so the more I did that, the more I felt that I'm in control of my time, which turned to be very comfortable for me and very rewarding. It was simply an advantage because I was able to be ahead of the curve. be there early, know there early. And sometimes I was invited to Paris Peace Forum, so going there first, even though it was like an hour earlier, but I get to take pictures and advise my friends on a group, no, do this, don't do that, because I went through the experience before. So I felt that I was able to provide a value just by you planning time properly. And this process stuck to me ever since. So that was the exam that I never forgot.
Yes, I'm sure you didn't forget this example. It's a part of your life, and when you, yes, it's all about schedule and manage time. Time management is very important for work-life balance, also in leadership for all women, because we hear a lot. I don't have time to do that. It takes
Mhm.
much time, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But what is 20 minutes in a life? It's not. It's not big moment. But if you think about and you prioritize and you say no when you don't have time, if you don't want to do that, you say no. So throughout your career, very inspiring for us and for the listener, you've likely encountered various challenges related to time management, productivity, and achieving your goals. And what are some key lessons or insights you've gained in these areas that have contributed to your success?
Key lessons. There's so many, to be honest with you. We're trying to make it simply as just being on time and be ready for your appointment or the next exam or the next task. It's not about this. When you are in control of time, when you know more about time management, your whole perspective on life changes accordingly. Because now you manage your time. And my mother used to tell me, time is the ultimate luxury that one can have. Basically, we are limited with our times, more or less. So the more we can do in our times, the better our life becomes. So it's not only just to make it for an appointment punctually, or probably deliver an assignment right on the deadline or before. It's not about that. So the lesson is much greater than this. The lesson applies to the meaning of life, to the style, to the lifestyle that we have, to things that we can accomplish in our lives, to our relationships, to our health, to our deliverables, to our quality time, to our rest time. So it all needs that aware concept of time that I'm realizing, and I learned how to appreciate time early on, and the rewards I felt, they were almost instant. The key learning takeaway was the freedom of organizing the day, because I used to list whatever I wanted to do, and I start planning by day, then planning per week, and then planning per month. And then I used to plan for about 6 months. And the longer the period, the more goals I had on the other side, and the more I tried to fit in those goals into those days. So, by the way, until now, I still have a paper in my on me in my bag, even though I have all my schedule listed and all gadgets that I can reach. But basically, having a paper reminds me that I don't go there not knowing what I do. I cannot remember the last time that I went to bed and I didn't know the second day, what do I have to do? And everything was on that list. So the key learning is to manage your life, because time, for instance, I have like deadlines for my work. But guess what? I have some spiritual goals, and I have some skills, some fun activities that I want to do. So unless I list them there, I'll never have time for them. I want to learn like another language every once and then, and I'm really infatuated about languages. I love learning new languages, new skills, like musical skills. So everything that I want to do, as long as it's listed there, it will be on my schedule. So if you ask me again, the key learning takeaway was the freedom to design my life and how it goes. Because if I can have time And most importantly, that balance between time, not only time to work all the time or cater for my family all the time or probably just do fun activities all the time, but on the contrary, when you have your schedule ahead of you, you take a good look at it and you know that this is your life. Our life basically is what we can fit in one day. So whatever you can fit in your day, becomes a habit. If you can exercise for half an hour every day, then your health will be better. If you can read a page every day, then you'll become a reader. If you learn something new every day, then you'll have that open mindset, that innovative mindset, and you'll end up with more skills than you started with. So it's that carry on with developing yourself and using the time as a gradual tool for implementation. Because some stuff that value the most, you go by them like one drop a day, or one small task a day. And having that luxury of planning for about 6 months and or probably a year ahead, or planning 4 or 5 years ahead, this is when you become a master of this. And that's the major lesson that I've learned.
And that's a great lessons. Thank you for younger, because I think that we are all we have all a life, and we wait for a certain age to take
Sure.
conscious about time. And I think that more you are aware about time management, how you can control, because you
Mm-hmm.
master your life, you master your time. Everything in life is about you and what you do. And more you are younger, more you are educated on it, more it's powerful for future leaders. So
Sure.
it's very interesting to hear that, and very inspiring again. So navigating challenges related to time can be daunting. How do you maintain focus and purpose amidst these challenges? Do you have any strategies or practices that you find helpful?
I'll tell you what, and I like to keep things simple because I think life is hectic enough. So let me say a few words. My strategy is first things first. So whatever I have to do, so I keep a clear rank of priorities of things that matter for me. And I keep reminding myself of this list every day. So whatever I have to do first has to go first. So I make sure I allocate time. So once you do that, as long as you write down all the things that you want to do, you have to do stuff, so you do them. And then you want or you love to do other stuff, you write them as well. You feel committed to start executing things that are more important, such as work, study, if you have a doctor appointment, or if you have somebody to take care of, those come as a priority. But basically, the challenge lays in the vast and diverse activities that we have to cater to in one day. So every day, you have to have your meals, and you have to have enough sleep, and you have to do your work, and you have to do your exercise, and you have to do some social life, and you have to do some extra activities that you did not probably plan for. So the challenge comes from the diversity. We're human. We don't do like one thing, one activity all day. I don't work all day, or I don't have a rest all day, or I don't do sports all day. No, it's like being able to balance between the different activities that will get you through successfully and prioritize them. We all start when we were students, of course, study with our first priority. You do that, but knowing that you need to sleep well in order to save whatever you memorized the day before so you can function well at the exam the next day is equally important. So the challenge is you prioritize first, and then you keep in mind the balance. You keep a list. Because things that you have to do, but things that you like to do also help you go through your day. So you have to calculate for those. I'll tell you what, um, something gotta give. I cannot do everything I want at the same day. Maybe today I prioritize my work. Tomorrow maybe it's a weekend, so I go more on replenishing my energy and re-energize and do things that would help me go back to the next week, the following week, more energized. So the issue here is the scarcity of time. But from my perspective, I think that scarcity is what emphasize the value of time. This is the value of time comes because it's kind of limited. You have limited time in a day where you can stay awake, limited time in a year where you can take breaks or travel, limited time in a lifetime where you can do stuff like, everything has its own meaning of limited. But if you know that we are on a constraint when we talk about time, then you need to use it wisely. And most importantly, you need to use it in a balanced manner. So balance on daily basis. This is one of the most challenges that I personally face. And I think most of us do face, especially when you have more than one direction to invest your energy in. If you have family, you have work, you have health, you have other cultural interests to pursue, you have sportive activities to do, and this is where we get lost. So keep your priorities and be easy on yourself, because there's only enough that we can do in one day. But we can keep the balance, and we can alternate activities. So
Mm.
those were my challenges personally.
It's challenges, but also good advice for all
Mm,
listeners, because I think that sometimes we want to do everything on one day, but it's not the important of the day. All you do, it's the prioritization. Sometimes you think that you have to do something, but it's not necessary for you. But the
exactly.
more necessary, I think, and you told me that we need to take times for us. And more you take time for you, more you empower, you manage your time, more you schedule, more you enjoy your moment. Because it's very important to enjoy and to know your value and to valorize time and to have, yeah, to be fulfilled.
Um, and I'll tell you one thing, and I'd like to share that with as many people as possible. Taking time for yourself is not only what we thought about, like I'll go and I'll do like a retreat, or I'll go to a spa, or I just don't talk to anybody else and I just be myself and listen to probably my type of music or read my book. This is not taking time for yourself. For instance, I started volunteering at a very young age. I started gathering my friends, and I said, okay, whatever math problems you don't know how to solve, I'm going to help you solving it, which led to the idea of the company that I eventually opened now, because that was in me since I was a little girl, but I didn't know what was the title, or it didn't have any title back then. But I'll tell you what, and it was so rewarding. It felt like I'm taking time for myself. So um, taking time for yourself does not have to have always that self um, self-centered approach.
Yeah.
It could be being with others, whatever makes you feel fulfilled, accomplished, you feel rewarded. And volunteering gave me that feeling. I do a lot of volunteering even today. I take my sons and we do volunteering as family here or abroad. So that sense of giving is incredible, and it's so rewarding. So again, back to your question, if I want to give an advice about time, I've been asked so many times, how did you do this? How did you finish your MBA with kids, little kids, and then your PhD? Wow, that's major thing. And I said, there's nothing too difficult or too hard to achieve. It is what you can fit within your day, and that's it. I did not finish my degree in one day. No, it took me, for my MBA, it took me 2 years. For my PhD, it took me longer than that.
Yeah.
But what I did is I took a piece of that task, and I was able to translate it into something to do during one day. So the accumulation, and most importantly, the determination, because whatever stretches over a long period of time, you tend to lose interest or to lose patience or to lose the drive. Keep the drive and know that this task has to be spread out over a certain amount of time, maybe a month, maybe a year, but you can do it. So when you turn it into small bites, then you can chew more than you think you can do, and you can continue. So PhD is not difficult as long as you manage your day. And this is first things that they taught us in the PhD program. Do have a plan and do have a very good grip on time management and keep your determination to finish on. So this is the advice that I think about. We should be very careful what we can fit in our day. And like you mentioned, saying no is okay. If you think that this does not fall within your priorities and you only have 24 hours a day, so it should be fine. It should be fine to manage it properly, use it wisely, and prioritize whatever you have on your list. And first thing first, and don't forget yourself always. So, in simple words, this is my advice.
Thank you so much, Dr. Racha, to make this great and powerful reminder. Take care about yourself. Take time for yourself. It's not what we all hear about that, and it's not take care about you and your ego, your interior, because we all have different perspective of that, and it's very important to do the things who brings us more joy, more happiness,
Sure.
and not to have the same behavior as the others and to do the same. Wow, great conversation. So as we wrap up our conversation, Racha, is there anything else you would like to share with our audience about your journey and your unique perspective on time?
I would like start with small steps. If you're about to go into that time management process, it shouldn't be difficult. You know, we like things that we enjoy to do, but it needs to be planned properly. It's not about depriving or taking good things away and just do the hard stuff and the core stuff that we need to do. It's about the balance. So again, I would like to say, start small, okay? Have a week to plan for and try to fit in everything that you think is important for you within your week. And soon enough, you'll be planning for a month or 6 months or a year. But start small, start gradually, and then cater to yourself, cater to your goals. Don't have stuff in your day irrelevant to any other thing. Link your day to your objectives, link your day to your goals, and then you can plan your day properly. So, where do you want to be in 1 year? What do you want to do? I want to be probably in better health. Then I should plan at least half an hour of exercise a day. I want to learn more. Then you should allocate probably half an hour a day to read or learn something new. And small steps, always, if you keep the determination, will lead to measure rewarding goals. And this is what I have in mind.
Thank you for sharing, Rasha. It's very helpful for me too, because I think that we forget something sometimes, and great reminder to hear about what we can do, how we can prioritize and repeat and say that it's not easy, but it's not difficult.
Mm-hmm. True.
Small steps, it's very, very powerful. Small step, and you create some habits, some new habits. But it takes time to change.
Mm-hmm.
But what's time? If you talk about 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, so put on 1 week and don't put on 1 month, because 1 month it's sometimes too important, too big, and you think that you cannot do for 1 month. Do for 1 week, for 2 days, step by step. So we were incredibly grateful to Dr. Racha for sharing her authentic insights and personal journey on this deep topic of time. Her diverse expertise, digital inclusion, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship brings a unique and trustworthy perspective to our conversation. Dr. Racha, dedication to empowering women and youth leaders through her company DeXB and her role as a global chair of development finance wing at J100 truly inspire us all. Thank her for being an incredible guest on Women's Voices on Time. To our wonderful listeners today, thank you for joining us. and this transformative episode. We hope that Dr. Racha's wisdom has resonated with you and sparked a deeper reflection on the significance of time in your life. If you're seeking more insight from remarkable women, we invite you to purchase our anthology Women's Voices on Time, where Dr. Racha and other incredible women leaders share their thoughts and experiences on this topic. It's a powerful collection that will empower and uplift you. Stay connected with us by subscribing to our channel, Brilliance Unleashed, Empowering Business and Ambitious Women, for more inspiring conversations and opportunities and grow. Remember, time is a precious resource. Embrace each moment. Trust your journey and unleash your true brilliance. So thank you, Dr. Racha, for your authentic and insightful contribution.
Thank you very much, Anne, for having me.
Okay, so I say goodbye to our listener, goodbye, and thank you for all this discussion and powerful conversation we have. Thank you again, Dr. Racha, and let's go for the next one discussion that we will have in the future.
Thank you, Anne. Merci.